right, so for number 14, we have a slightly complex problem with a couple different equations, so it's important to be able to keep it all straight. So we have this function x squared minus 2 radical x plus 1. So what we're trying to find is when the tangent of that is perpendicular to this line and x equals 4, the question is what are the values of a? So what are the values of a that make the tangent line of this perpendicular to this particular line when x is equal to 4? Or at x equals 4, I should say. So what we need to figure out is we want the slope of this to be tangent to this, or perpendicular to this line. The tangent line slope of this to be perpendicular to this line here. So what we need to do is we need to take the derivative of this function, because the derivative of this will give us the slope of the tangent line. We know then that has to be perpendicular to this line, and we can use our definition of perpendicular with slopes to help us out there. So first let me find y prime here. Our derivative of this would be 2x. Now let me treat the radical x as a half power. That's x to the 1/2. So when you're doing the power rule, remember that you bring the half down. That would actually cancel out with the 2 to make 1. And then we'd get x to the negative 1/2. The derivative of plus 1 would be 0. So what this would give us is this would give us the slope of the tangent line. We know this is when x equals 4. So let's plug in 4 for x. So our tangent line is 2 times 4 minus x 4 to the negative 1/2. So keep in mind that is the same thing as saying 1 over the square root of 4. Because this looks like that. And 1 over the square root of 4 would be 1/2. So this is 8 minus 1/2. In other words, 15 over 2. So our slope of this line at x equals 4 is 15 over 2. We want that to be perpendicular to this second line that was given to us. So this is just a straight line because it has 1 power of y, 1 power of x. So let's get that into y equals mx plus b form so we can tell what the slope is. So if I solve this for y, I would get ay equals negative 2x plus 2. And then finally I would get y equals negative 2 over ax plus 2 over a. So what I did was I just took this line and made sure it was in y equals mx plus b form because I know I'm going to need to work with the slope. So finally, we wanted the slope of the tangent line here to be perpendicular to this line. So our slope of the tangent line was 15 over 2. If we want it to be perpendicular to another line, that other line's slope has to be the negative reciprocal. Remember that for two lines to be perpendicular, their slopes need to be the opposite, negative, positive, as well as the reciprocal. So we know that the slope here has to be the opposite reciprocal of this, which is negative 2/15. So we get that negative 2 over a has to equal negative 2 over 15. Again, I got negative 2 over a because that's the slope of that line. Well, this is pretty easy to see what the answer is because they both have negative 2 on the numerator, so this is just a equals 15. So if a is equal to 15, these two lines, or the tangent line to this is perpendicular to this at x equals 4. So our answer there is a equals 15.
The Teaching Center, UF's Learning Resource Center.